Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another lesson with Mr. Fieck. Today's lesson, we are going to focus on data analysis. And the learning target or main idea for the lesson is that you understand how to use a line plot to calculate the range, median, and mode. So let's get into looking at our first problem. It says 16 of the kids who came to the swimming pool fundraiser had a contest to see how many laps they could each swim in 5 minutes. So now it went through, they collected all the data and did all of that work for us. But now we have to take all of that data and organize it in a line plot. And if we look at some of our numbers up here, some of our numbers are in halves, fourths, eighths. And all of our numbers on our line plot go by eighths. So in order to plot them all on the line plot, we might have to make equivalent fractions so that we know where to plot them. So just so we can see it all, I'm going to start with the top ones. Melissa swam 4 3/4 lap. So ours are in eighths. So in order to get this as an eighth, I'm going to have to multiply the 3 by 2 and the 4 by 2. So that would make it 4 6/8. So I'm going to go down and put an X at 4 6/8. Then I'm going to go to Tamara, and she swam 4 1/4, and again eighths. So to make this an eighth, I'm going to have to do times 2, and whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top in times 2. So then I get 4 2/8. So I would do 4 2/8. And then, let's see, now I'm at Robert, and I think I can do the rest while still seeing the chart at the bottom. So Robert swam 5 1/8. That's already eighths, so I'm good. I'm just going to go down 5 1/2. That would be equivalent times, see, to make that an eighth, that would be 4 4. So it would be 5 4/8. So 5 4/8, put an X. Tristan was 5 1/2. That would be 5 4/8 again. Let's see, 4 1/4 times, again, time to make equivalent fractions, times 2 and times 2. That would be 4 2/8. So 4 2/8. I'm just plotting all of my data right now. 4 7/8. I have a 4 7/8. 4 1/4. That would be times 2 and times 2. So that'd be 4 2/8 again. So adding that one, 4 2/8, 5 7/8, 5 7/8. Then I'm going to go start over here. Henry swam 4 1/8. So I'll put one at 4 1/8. Kim was 4 3/8. So I'll plot one at 4 3/8. Ryan was 5, right on 5. Jason was 5 1/4, and times 2, that would be 5 2/8. So 5 2/8. Natalie was 5 3/4, so times 2 and times 2, that'd be 5 6/8. 5 6/8 for Natalie, and Kelly was 5. And Riley was 5 3/8. All right, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count how many total data points I had. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or times 2, because they go across, so that'd be 16. So now let's make sure I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 data points. All right, so there's a very good chance that I have all of my data points that I need to. So now that I made my line plot and I plotted all of my data points from all that I've collected up here, let's go down and look at the question. How many students swam 5 1/8 laps or more? So now, is this including 5 1/8 or just more? Well, it says how many swam 5 1/8 laps or more. So this is including it. So now, simply all I have to do is count the X's that are 5 or 1/8 and greater, because it says, oh, more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many swam 5 1/8 laps or more? 7 students. Then let's look at the next one. How many students swam fewer than 5 laps? So is this including 5 laps or not? Well, in this case, it's not including 5 because it doesn't say 5 laps and fewer. It just says fewer than 5 laps. So I'm just counting the ones less than 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in this case, it was 7 again. Now it says, what is the mode of this data? So now when we're thinking about mode, what does the word mode mean? In this case, the word mode means it's the value that appears most often in a set of data. So it's the mode is the number that appears most often. Mode means most. So let's go back and look at what number in our set of data occurred most often. And in this case, the one that occurred most often, or the one that has the most x's for the mode, is 4 2/8, because it has the most x's, which means it occurred most often. Okay. Can you have more than one mode? And the answer is yes, you could have. So if another one, like say 5 had one more and it had 3, it could be 5 2/8 and 5. So you can have more than one mode. Okay. And then number 5 says, find the range of the data. Okay. Let's go back to our vocab words. And the range is, it's the difference. And right there should be a light bulb. Whenever you hear the word difference, you should automatically know it's subtraction, the difference between numbers, the difference between the greatest and the least. So the smallest point in our data set and the greatest point in our data set. And what is the difference? So let's go back and look. So in our data set, a lot of people would look at this and they'd go, oh, hey, 6 minus 4, but we don't have anything at 4 and we don't have anything at 6. So our greatest is 5 7/8. And the difference against subtraction minus 4 1/8. 4 1/8. So what is the difference between our largest and our smallest? So 5 7/8 minus 4 1/8. Well, that would be 5 minus 4 is 1. 7/8 minus 1/8 is 6/8. So our range would be 1 6/8. So here just kind of shows you how we can take a set of data that we have collected, put it into a line plot form, and then answer some questions specifically focusing on mode, means the most, which one occurs most often in the set of data, and the range from the largest number in our data set minus the smallest number in our data set, and what is the difference between those two numbers. Hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Have a great rest of your day.